Ladies, how are you? Listen, I got some great news for you. Sitting here having my morning cup of coffee, and I made this video, and I want you to understand what's going on in the studio is good for everybody. Listen, let's talk about it first. By the way, if you don't want to listen to the whole thing, I'm going to have copies of the schedule, the changes, the rooms, the renovations, all at the front on a nice piece of paper. Pick it up and you can read it. But if you want to listen to the whole thing, right from my mouth to you, it's going to take about 5 minutes. I'm going to explain everything because I'm pumped. Listen, let's talk. I started this journey back in 1996. I opened my first studio in Scarborough, sold that a year later, opened at Bodies by Design. Chris and Paul Walker, two only cakes in the entire Woodbridge area. I thought this would be a nice way to start my career. I love fitness. I love working out. And we blew up. We did fantastic. But it was, it was almost 30 years ago, right? And here we are, 28 years later. It'll be 20 years this May that I started Integrity Fitness. Actually, I started before, but my first class was on May 4th, and it was a cold day. I'll never forget that. My ears were hurting so much. It was so cold. But listen, I digress. I wanted to make sure that if I was going to stay, I wanted to make sure if I was going to keep this career going, I wanted to make sure if we were going to renew this lease for, which is going to cost me, I don't know, $1 million over the next 5 or 6 years, that you guys love being here. You wanted to be here, and you showed that to us. You showed your dedication. You showed your commitment. You were kind with your words. You're kind with your reviews. You were bringing in your friends. And Sandra and I looked at each other and I said, well, how do we stop this? I mean, not stop. I don't want to stop, but like how do we quit? What are we going to do? So we opted to go for it for another 5 years. Now, I'm bringing in younger leadership. We're going to have some new trainees and trainers on here. We're going to do management in here to help me get things along to have, because, I just got to make sure I have the energy to go through things, but I also want to make club exciting. I want to make club vibrant. We're going to be adding more classes. We're going to be adding more experiences to it. We're going to be adding more programs. It's going to be absolutely epic, and it's going to cost a lot of money. So there's going to be some compromises, but the big thing here is we're not shutting down. What we're going to do is I got an amazing contractor. If you need a contractor, got the guy for you. This guy's amazing. He did everything, and he specializes in lighting. He's an electrician, but specializes in creating lighting. And you're going to ask me, since we started the virtual back and I had that blue lighting and everything else, I've been dying to upgrade my lighting. We're going to be spending over $35,000 lighting in the studio. It's going to be crazy cool. But the most important part is that we're not shutting down. We're going to start off with a personal training. Really simple paint job. We're going to put some storage in there, make things efficient, make it nice and pretty and clean in there. So that will be, when the renovations are done in June, that will be our primary personal training PTA room. And we're going to have all your favorite trainers in that room working. Now, that's going to end over the Easter long weekend on the Monday. On the Tuesday, on the Tuesday, we're going to shut things down in the boot camp room. Nothing when you come back in that room will be the same, except for maybe the steps and the EQ bars, but everything else will be brand new. And I'm even looking online. I might add some more crazy equipment in there. I'm not quite sure if we do the assault bikes, if we do rowers, if we do the ski machines. I'm not sure, but I'm going to come up with something. And I want this experience to be epic. I want you to walk into that room for the next 5 years and go, Paul cares. Paul's showing us the best we got. He's creating new experiences. We're going to add more classes to the program, but we are strength training experts. I know some of you guys are worried about it. Listen, I've been the strength training expert in Woodbridge for 30 years almost. I'm not changing. I believe in it 100%. We're going to make it better, but we're going to add some stuff to it, right? But there's going to be concessions. Obviously, that room's going to fit 24 people. We're going to move everybody into the personal training room for a little while. For 2 weeks, everybody's going to be in the personal training room, which means I can only put 14 people in there. So we're going to have to add classes and times. For example, at 9 o'clock, we usually have like 25, 30 ladies in there. We're going to have to do 2 classes. And we're going to ask ladies that, maybe we book only, 3 times a week for a couple weeks until we get the things done. And then we'll get the new class time. But I promise it will be all worth it. Now, here's what you need to know. We are going to be shutting down the schedule that you can book on April 14th. Noemi and I will be taking care of the, through text, through email. If you haven't got the VIP text line, make sure you get the VIP text line. Email, we're going to be manually booking everybody. So, because we make sure everybody gets in. It's fair for everybody. And the most important part is that we don't shut down. The trainers are still getting paid. You're getting paid. And then you can see in the room what's going on and create that buzz. And then once we're done that, we're going to be going into the back room as a Pilates room. Now, the Pilates room is, I'm going to create a beautiful experience back there. Now, for years, I've always learned and said, when people come to us for strength training, but that room back there is going to be absolutely epic. It's going to be stunning and pretty. I'm going to make sure it's good. It's going to be designed for Mat Pilates. Reformer Pilates is coming, but I need to make sure that you guys are interested in Pilates. So I'm building that beautiful Pilates studio. We're going to do Mat Pilates. It's going to be a premium service. I've talked to Donald's cousin, Carolyn, and she told me, listen, they have all these Pilates studios, but I'm telling you right now, she said, you want to stay small because you need more coaching. Pilates is a little bit different. You have to work on technique. You have to work on form. You have to make sure that you can have the right coach in there that can coach you on that stuff. And I said, well, what's the ideal number? She's been doing this since 2006. She goes, honestly, if I could do, Paul, again, if I were to do it again, if you do reformers, do 4 to 6, keep it small, teach. And if you do Mat Pilates, no more than 12 people, 14 people, because you can coach a little bit better. better. So that's what we're going to do. It's going to be a premium service, And the best part above it is it's going to just cost you about 10% more than you're paying now for the regular boot camp member. That's it. But I digress. Then we move to the front. We're going to make the front all pretty, make it nice in storage, all really exciting. But at the end of 4 to 6 weeks, maybe 7, you know how contractors are, it will be done. And we're going to have the most epic place in all of the bridge. And you're going to be proud of it. I'm going to be proud of it. The team's going to be proud of it. We're going to come together and we're going to make sure the next 5 years are our best 5 years yet. That I promise.